What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we are checking out a title called Conscript. This is a very, very strange title, and one of those titles that actually makes you excited to be kind of like in the world of indie games, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like this done before. I smacked him so hard I gave him PTSD. All right, we'll finish him off. This game sort of imagines like what if World War I was fought from the perspective of a top-down Resident Evil game, and that's the best way to describe it. It's a trench survival game where things get nasty, they get dingy, you're gonna get gassed, you're gonna be firing guns at all kinds of people. It's gonna be mayhem. And so we're gonna dive in today for about 30 minutes, take a look at the game, see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list, or one of those games you'd rather not play. If after watching this you did indeed want to get the game for yourself, I've got a link for you down below in the description. This game is somewhat of a unicorn in that regard, in the respect that it's not really a game that's in early access. Nowadays, it's kind of rare to have a game that's not in early access, but this game is a full release that you can check out right now if this is the kind of thing that you're into. And so I'm going to fight these guys in this trench, but while I'm doing that, you can look down below in the description and find a link there that will take you to the game, just in case you wanted to purchase it for yourself. It comes out in 3 or 4 days after the uploading of this video. I don't know exactly what the price point is going to be. That information was not revealed to me, but it comes out in 3 or 4 days. The other link that you want to take a look at, if I can get my brain to spool up here, is you can take a look at my Twitch stream and my Discord, just in case you wanted to hang out live. I'm going to be playing this game on one of my streams this weekend so that you can check it on out. Get rid of him right there. He's already out of the fight anyways, and we don't want him coming up behind us to like crush our brains in and take us out after we advance past the enemy position. You can find a link to my Twitch stream and my Discord just in case you wanted to hang out. But for now, let's dive straight on into this thing. What does this say right here? The door is bound with a military-grade rope. It appears to be soaked in oil. Huh. Okay, so I'm guessing I can probably use the trench knife on that. I have it stored inside my storage right now. Anything that you're used to or aware of when it comes to Resident Evil is going to be on active deployment here. Most of the game thus far has been spent shooting at enemies and trying to find like a thing that opens a door so that I can get in there to get another thing that'll open another door. We got a wire spool. I'll go ahead and take it. I don't know what it's going to be useful for, but I'll take it. You can get spools of barbed wire and stuff like that. Crafting is in the game. You can like combine things together in order to make new ammo types and new healing syringes and things of that nature to keep yourself alive. What basically happened on the run-up, so you can understand why I'm trench running here. Yeah, patch the barbed wire right there, I guess. I don't know what that's going to do for me, but let's hide inside this little room real fast so this German guy doesn't see us. But the story thus far is that I'm a farmer that was conscripted to go to war, hence the name of the game. And in frontline fighting, I lost track of my brother. The Germans overran our lines. They've taken over. They thought I was dead from a gas attack and from getting bludgeoned in the face repeatedly. And so they threw me into a mass grave, and I woke up inside of a German occupation, and now I'm trying to figure out what happened to my brother and where he's at and how I can like resolve this situation and get myself to safety. And so I'm kind of like picking through the trenches right now, trying to figure out where Big Bro is at, and also trying to find a number of things to help the French war effort. What is that, fuel? All right, I'll take some fuel. I don't know what I need it for, but I'll take it. What's back this way? We've got a first aid kit. Definitely could use that. I got no healing supplies left. What is this? A stream of water is running down the wall. It looks surprisingly fresh. Is it being filtered? Wouldn't risk it, though. Yeah, you don't want to take a drink of that trench wine. What does it say over here? Roster duties. Roster duties for high ranks for July. Captain Gautier LaHaye, Fort St. Michel. Lieutenant Robin Ayard, troop management at Fort Souvy. We've also got Second Lieutenant Wilfred. I don't even know how to say that last name, dude. I'm not French, and I don't speak French. So, unfortunately, I want to apply, like, Spanish rules to this because I speak some Spanish, but, like, I don't know if it's going to work that way. Infirmary supervision from the fire trench across from wire storage. Junior Officer Arthur Corriveau, mess hall, tunnel work supervision. And then Michel Charpentier, Central East Blockhouse assessment. Okay, throw that into my files. Break that real quick because there's probably going to be something in there. B-type gunpowder. I'll take it. Take a second to grab my knife out of storage over here. It doesn't look like we have a save spot. It was like a chrysanthemum. Knew I'd see you around here. What's it gonna be? Heard some of us got trapped in Fort Souvie after the attack. Others fell back towards Fort Saint Michel to the south. If we keep losing forts, we're finished. No doubt about it, mate. Things turn out quickly down here, don't they? Let me know if you need extra firepower. I got supplies, too. What do you have? Do you have anything good? This guy is like a deserter that was hiding in a back closet when the battle was going down. Honestly, probably not the worst decision, because unlike the rest of everybody else, he's alive. And so, you know, there's something to be said about that. I can get a small key to a drawer. I guess. I don't know where that's at, but we can give it a go. Might be useful at some point. Let's see if we can get the ropes off that door that was back over here now that I've slaughtered my way through the trench. This isn't a game that's going to flinch away from the harsh realities of war. This is definitely more in the wheel camp of something like All Quiet on the Western Front, where they're trying to show you the brutality of war. You are absolutely going to come across like guys with their legs blown off that are just kind of like a decoration for the trench, and they follow you while begging you like in French to help them out and things like that. The game gets pretty grisly and nasty. Can I knife this? Can't use it here. I can't cut a rope with a knife? Are you sure? I mean, it says it's doused in oil, so I have no doubt the specific thing they want me to do there is they want me to light it on fire with some kind of lighter or something that I'm going to find around. There's a number of doors back to the south. The game does have a full complement of maps that you can use to navigate your way around the trench network. Let's go check some of these doors off to the right, and maybe they'll help us out. I'll take an extra trench shovel for sure, because I'm pretty sure my main club right here, like my battle club, is about to break. What does that do? Looks like it's just like a bunch of explosive pots or something. There's a small hole in the wall. Through the hole, you can make out a sound of gathering rats. A grenade will do the trick. Throw a grenade in the hole? I mean, I guess I could. There's a storage thing, right? Let me go get a grenade. Now that I've got my grenade back, let's pop this thing in the hole and see what happens. Like, it's got me doing, like, trench maintenance stuff. So, like, I don't know what rats actually do. I don't know if they bite you and give you infections or something. The game does have some survival elements in there where you can get, like, infections and things that reduce your max health or reduce your max stamina. And you've got to have the right cures and stuff in order to fix it. I got a door right there. They're both through doors. All right, well, one thing at a time. Let's see what's inside of here. So it looks like it's a little bunkhouse area. What does this say? Class year 1896 to 1899. Class type territorial. Class age 38 to 35 years. Okay. I don't have any idea what that information means, but what is this? Door is rusted with a helmet hanging and it's locked tight. A key is required. So let me guess. We gotta find a key that has like a helmet on it. What is this? Bernard Moreau. Paul St. Pierre. Michel Matthew. Ives Cormier, and it doesn't look like there's anything else that I can interact with here, I don't think. Not the crucifix or anything else. There's like a busted pistol right there, but it won't let me take it, so I guess I can't have the revolver. Okay, what else we got going on? Let's break this crate right here. Cigarettes are good. Cigarettes let me spend money on bullets, so that's fantastic. What's that say? Bernard hasn't been the same since he came back from Hill 304. Basically told me about a guy that had like shell shock, and so they moved him out of the trench and he had a lighter on him. So we got to figure out where he's at. It also said that he's got a lockbox over here that has the year of his birth on it. So I'm guessing the guy we're looking for is in this pile of dog tags over here. I think there's an extra layer to it as well. So I think we've got to subtract from this to get his birth year. So it's got to be like 1895 or like 1894, I think. Let's see. There it is, 1895. We got it nailed. Sounds good. We've got a empty lighter right here, but I do have fuel inside my storage, so I'm guessing we're going to fill it up from there and then burn off the ropes so that we can get ourselves into that little ropey area. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of what I find to be just like running back and forth because the game gives you like a comically small inventory with the amount of items and things that start dropping around. You do have a storage and you can expand the size of your backpack. In fact, you can even customize the color of your backpack and make it like British infantry colors. You can make it tan colors. You can make it French colors. It's up to you what you want your backpack to look like. The game is full of like little fun things like that for you to fiddle around with. But I do find that I've spent a lot of time backtracking back to chests to grab things that I need. in order to make it to like the next step of the game. Alright, so having grabbed my fuel from out of here, can I combine it with the lighter? I cannot combine it with the lighter. Okay. It requires a unique type of special lighter fluid. Of course it does. It can't just use normal butane like everybody else. It can't use kerosene. It's got to have extra special oil. Well, there's one door that I haven't been through, and I think it's up here. So let's go ahead and probe that real fast while we're in the neighborhood. Just to see what we find. We got a dead German up there writhing. It looks like we got a couple doors over here that we can fiddle around with too. Let's go down underneath. Hopefully it's not gassed. Sometimes you're going to come into areas that are gassed pretty heavily, and it can be a little bit of a nightmare. This guy's going to look right at me, isn't he? Oh, he's not. He's going to stop right in the perfect spot. Good. There we go. Just bust his head open real fast. You can one-shot him if you get him from behind. He had one cigarette left on him. I wonder if that guy's going to see the dead body and react to it. Guess we'll find out. I'm going to hide back behind this corner. If I can get a one-tap on this dude right here, it'd make my life a lot easier. There we go. Drop him, too. Did he drop anything? No loot. All right, what's this door right here? Is this thing locked up? Blockhouses are locked. All right, sounds good. I can deal with that. At least I've got, like, something to work on. Oh, there's another rat hole right there, too. Okay. Over here, this is also locked, so we need, like, blockhouse keys. We need a couple different keys in order to get to where we're trying to go right now. Does that go down right there? It looks like there's a door right there. Maybe not. Pistol rounds. Take that. Got plenty of ammo for the old blicky. Let's get this thing loaded up. Break those open. A few more cigarettes for the pile. Got those right there. A few more cigarettes. Good stuff. My weapon is getting awfully low on durability. It's beginning to make me feel nervous. This place is like underwater too. We need a lockpick to get through there. Depot. Fuel storage. Highly flammable. Fantastic. Oh, and this loop back to... Okay, I understand where we are now. Gotcha. What does this say right here? Looks like the chess game was abandoned in a hurry. Yeah, artillery shells full of mustard gas have that tendency to make people scramble and kind of like change what they're working on. Well, that leaves us with only that stairwell over there that I haven't been in yet. So I should probably check that out. I'm guessing that putting barbed wire back in areas keeps enemies from respawning inside of that cell. So, like, they can't get back in. And I'm guessing the rats are probably to keep disease down as well, because it seems like there's a lot of rats in the neighborhood as of right now. I haven't been in that door down there yet either. Is there a faster loop back to get there? Looks like this is our guy right here. Let's see what's in it, dude. It looks like we've got a couple of fuel tanks. I'll take that. I don't know if there's going to be, like, flamethrowers or what's going on with the fuel tanks. What's inside of here? A couple of bullets. And it looks like a toilet or like an outhouse. And it looks like 25 cigarettes hidden inside the toilet over there. So I'm still glad we came through the area. Like, we kind of struck out with regards to, like, how do we advance our campaign here? And how do we move further on into the map? But we did get 25 cigarettes, easy peasy. I'm going to head back up to that door right there because I think that's probably the one that we're looking for. These spots right here have blockages. I have an artillery shell, and when I inspect it, it says that I can use an artillery shell to clear it, but when I try to use the artillery shell on it, nothing happens. So I'm guessing I need some kind of accelerant or some kind of, like, combination in order to make a bomb that'll maybe blast through it, or maybe I get, like, an actual artillery gun that I carry around with me or something later on. But this is one right here where, like, I don't know exactly how to use... I don't have the artillery shell on me. But I don't know exactly how to use the artillery shell on the rubble blockages, which is unfortunate because there's lots of areas that I'd like to get into, and they specifically gave me an artillery shell, and as of yet, I haven't figured out how to use the damn thing. Here's our door. Hopefully it leads to something fortuitous. This guy's still laying here just bleeding out, poor bastard. Oh, to be an environmental object in distress. I can't see very well down here because I never found a torch. So there's a flashlight. I keep finding flashlight batteries, but I haven't been able to find a flashlight yet. And so I'm guessing I missed something, or I'm just like completely and totally using the artillery shells wrong. Where does this go? I love the pre-render art style that they decided to go with, though. Very, very good-looking game. Is this filling in on the map? Okay, I was trying to make sure that I'm, like, filling in the map in some respect. What's that mean? Is that, like, disease or something? I've never seen the screen light up white like that before. Oh, there's barbed wire. Okay, definitely don't want to stumble into that. That could be shockingly painful. What's back over this way? At least this way's illuminated. Let's go this way. I don't know what the white border means around there, if I'm like inhaling something that's going to make me sick or what. The screen goes all yellow when there's a gas attack, and you've got to avoid that. Looks like I can loop around the outside right here. Another torch battery. Yeah, that if I had a torch, I'd use it. I tell you what. What's this guy got over here? Hey, we finally found the flashlight. Good stuff. Is it working right now? Let me assign it to, like, 3, I guess. Oh, it does, dude. It gives me so much line of sight. Okay, perfect. All right, now I can actually see what's going on over here and figure out, like, what the principal threat is. Turn it off for a second because I don't know how much battery I'm going to have. But we're going to be digging around in the darkness down here for a while, so we might as well have it. I haven't saved in a hot minute, so like I'm a little bit worried about walking into whatever this is. Oh, nothing happened that time. Well, there's a doorway down here and a storage chest, so that means there's going to be something nearby that requires me to like access a chest. Oh, I thought that was a storage chest. Take body armor? Yeah, dude, I definitely want body armor. Give me body armor. Yeah, throw that on. Oh, sweet, dude, I have like a little cuirass on now. Nice, dude. I wasn't expecting the sprite to update because, well, do I have a cuirass on? It's hard to say. Maybe I'm wrong. What do we have here? More cigarettes and more barbed wire. Story of my life. The map makes it look like there's 2 other paths that branch off from here, but I can't seem to find it. So maybe they open up later after like a quest update or something like that. Sometimes the battlefield and like its layout will change after certain things happen. Like, so when you do certain narrative events, like the Germans will attack, and then the trenches will like open up and close off depending. And so I've seen other indicators like that before on other map tiles and wasn't able to do anything with them. But this sort of leaves me in a spot where I don't know exactly where I'm meant to go next. Does look like maybe there's a door up there that I haven't gotten after yet. So maybe we'll check that out and see if that moves us towards our goal. This little loop back right here was ultra helpful in getting back over there, and I think I can get through this door right here. Yeah, let's go through this door because I think that gets me to the other side of the blockage that I couldn't get through anyways. The answer is yes, I killed all these dead guys over here. We absolutely rocked these dead guys. I can't remember if I did it in the video or not. This is like my 8th take. Alright, well I found one door I hadn't actively accessed yet, and it looks like we've got a bundle of dynamite. There's like these French propaganda posters all over the place too. I've really enjoyed as a fan of history, specifically like World War I, World War II, like who isn't? I've really enjoyed like all these little propaganda posters that I've never seen before that are littered throughout the map with sort of like slogans and phrases and like they shall not pass and all that other kind of stuff. Kind of wondering if the dynamite is for that wire blockage up there, because don't they use like, so in World War II they used Bangalores to clear it, which were like those pipes that were stuffed with dynamite. I'm kind of wondering if I can blast open the wire blockage, except that I found the half of a wire cutter, and so I'm not totally convinced that that's going to be what works. I can move up there, I guess, so we can check it out and just kind of like see what happens, I suppose. It's probably more fruitful than like sitting around here wondering what I'm supposed to do next anyways. It's one of those games that you're going to do a lot of backtracking and walking around trying to figure out what to do next, I guess. It is still very much like, it's got that, I would say that it's got a heavier puzzle influence than a lot of the Resident Evil games do, in all honesty, and just figuring out what item goes where and what you do with it. Alright, I think I found where we're supposed to go. There was like a subterranean trench area behind a bar that I forgot I hadn't explored yet. And so like, dude, I just spent like 20 minutes sitting around studying the map, trying to figure out where I hadn't been. And like, the only place that I hadn't been was down here beneath the surface. So We are deep down in, like, the mines of Moria right now, underneath the map that we were just on. But I didn't have a flashlight when I came through here before, which meant that I couldn't see, like, a damn thing, like, ever. Oh, good, there's poison gas down here. Fantastic. The coop key. Okay, we now have the coop key so that we can send out the pigeons. Don't go near that. It looks like a shell penetrated the ground and made it down here and gassed everybody, unfortunately. Not a good look. That only solves one of my oh my god, there's a German. Okay. I'm just gonna, like, bludgeon him, and hopefully that works out. I think my weapon broke. I think my weapon's not working. How does a big stick stop working? I don't know. Oh, it's my stamina. That's what that white outline is. Oh, God, he's trying to attack me through the wall. Do I have... My pistol is on the 4 key. All right. I was trying to... My pistol got rebound. I need to go pick up a trench shovel so that I can fist fight these guys. All right, got him. I guess there was 2 of them down here. Are there more? I also need to look at the map and figure out exactly what's going on. Oh, there's no map down here. All right. Well, yep, that'll make it pesky, I guess. Sliding on through. Have I been everywhere here? I don't know if I've been everywhere here. This crate's in the way over there. Doesn't look like I can weasel my way around that. Looks like there ain't nothing but a dead guy over here, but it looks like that goes down a little bit further, like another penetrating gas attack over there. Oh, hard to say. How do I get to that guy? Oh, somehow he's like in the room that I was in. Maybe he just like jumped out of a sewer manhole like a Ninja Turtle or something. I don't know. He's back in the area where I just was, so we've already been down there. The coop key at least will be like somewhat helpful. I don't know what that down arrow means right there. Well, let's get out of this little murder hole back here and try to figure out what we're supposed to be doing next. I got the coop key, so that's a good start. That means that I can get into the chicken coop, which I think is over here. Yeah, the pigeon coop. Sorry, there's a pigeon coop over here where it said I could send out pigeons to ask for aid. But it's possible there may be something inside the coop as well that I can maybe use in order to get this all done. I don't know. I still need the key to the blockhouses, too, and I can't seem to find that around, like, anywhere. Like, I feel like I've combed the map pretty good looking for that blockhouse key, but I can't seem to find it. Either way, though, let's go let the pigeons out, and we'll see how that affects our overall gameplay, and if that moves us along in any way. I'm sorry, like, if you don't like this kind of gameplay, this is going to be one of those games that is not for you. Like, it is 100%, I can't express this enough, having spent a couple hours with the game now, that this is not an action game. It opens up like an action game. It will make you think it's an action game in, like, the first hour or so, because there's a lot of, like, like the first 30 minutes or so, there's a lot of gunplay, there's a lot of shooting, there's a lot of running around while mortar shells are falling, all that kind of stuff. But once you actually get into it and you start clearing some areas and you get into, like, Chapter 2, like the game proper, that's where I hate to tell you, but it very much, like, there's occasional fighting. But in Gen Emergency, they have the fort and are dropping heavy artillery on the trenches. There are many wounded and we cannot evacuate. We are suffering. Send help for heaven's sake. Alright, well, let's plug in this coop key real fast. Coop key's good. It's dead. God help me. But we did find a lockpick, and the lockpick actively gets us into the fuel storage area. That can't be good, right? I don't feel like my stamina was that low. But that does get us into the gas storage area so that we can potentially refuel this lighter and then, like, make it a little bit further. Sorry to say, but I played around with the artillery shell for, like, another 10 minutes in between. I can't seem to figure out how to use the artillery shell to blow up blockages. I've tried using it on the blockage. I've tried interacting with the blockage itself. No clue. Completely and totally lost about how we use the artillery shell. It's possible that I'm just extra strength stupid, but that's where I'm at with the artillery shells. As I recall, the fuel repository was like up here somewhere, I think. Inside like this little bar area that allows us to, yeah, is this my guy right here? Door is unlocked with the lockpick. Alright. And of course it broke. Is that one of my guys? Andre, you're still with us. We had to retreat. The bastards came down so fast it was never ending. Henry and Jean, I haven't seen them. Have you? I see. We mustn't let the fort fall into their hands. It can't be for nothing. I heard fighting coming from the inside, so some of us are still in there somewhere. The entrance out there is locked, and I'm going to try to find another way around. He ran off in a hurry. That's kind of unlike him. All right, what do we have going on in here? So I have a repair kit. That's good because that'll fix my trench weapon. We have weapon parts right there so I can upgrade my guns. We got lighter fluid. Hell yeah. Okay, so that's what I was looking for right there. Combine that right there, and now we should have a full lighter. All right, so we got a full lighter so that we can burn the ropes off that oiled door or whatever. What does this say? A note on rats. So the note on rats confirmed exactly what my suspicion was. That the rats, they can bite you while running around in the background and it'll give you diseases. That note was soldiers complaining about it. This goes through. Where does it go through to? Well, we can't just let our homie roll out here by himself. Like, we gotta help out. What is that? Ooh, a trench shotgun? Is it not usable because it's too filthy? The barrel is clogged with mud. It's unusable as is. Didn't I get like I think I have a gun cleaning kit or something. Can I combine that with it? Nope, that doesn't work. So this is purely just for like repairing other stuff. Yeah, it looks like we use it to like maybe basic tools for repairing melee weapons. Okay, good to know. Let me get my pistol out just in case things get a little spicy over here. What's inside this box? A fabric? Fabric is just kind of like a bad bandage, so I don't think I'm going to need it. Let me assign that to my 1 key, and let me put my gun back on my 2 key where it was. I was fiddling around with the artillery shell, trying to see if I could equip it in hand maybe and then plant it or something. More gun parts. We definitely have space for upgrades. We'll get them. Second National Defense Loan. Subscribe. Alright, pistols out. And that's locked. So I guess he ran into a locked door, I suppose, that I can't get into. Alright. Would have been nice for him to have left it unlocked. I want to help out here, dude. I'm trying to get involved with the war effort, but you're not making it easy. Now we need to go to the emergency control center to get into the door with the ropes. So I got to go out to the south and then just cut east super hard. Okay, I will do exactly that. Let's get after it. Aw, dude, on my way over there is a big metal man coming after me. This guy's hurt. Let's see if I can get around him, but he's got armor plating, so I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know if my little pea shooter is really going to be what takes this guy down. Get the trench shovel out. Oh, I missed. Wind up. Oh, missed again. He almost got me. There we go. That staggered him. He felt it. He knows that I'm about this business. Get over here. Gotcha. Run back this way. That might have been a terrible mistake. There we go. He's finally down. You got any loot on you, dude? Man, these armored Germans are a headache, aren't they? They're like a big problem when they got like loads and loads of armor on them. I think the door that I wanted is back over here, and I walked right past it. I think this is my guy. Yeah, this is looking like the right spot. Okay, so let's burn the ropes off this door and see where that gets us. I still, for the life of me, don't understand why I couldn't just cut the rope with a knife, but, like, I guess that's the way things go. Ropes are burned off. Do I still have lighter fluid? I do still have lighter fluid, and the game auto-discards items that are no longer useful to you and can't, like, open any further doors or anything else like that, so I'll take it. This is like a bunker over here. Supply trench key. Okay, well, presumably that'll get us into a new area. What's in there? Anything good? A gunpowder A. Oh, good. Planes just flew over. I'm sure that won't have any consequences for little old me. That's probably not implying any change in the tempo of battle or something going wrong down inside of here. Yo, that's a giant rat. Yeah, beat that thing to death. Okay, so we gotta plug rat holes from now on. That guy got me good. I don't have that much health left. I apparently have some kind of like rat infection. The only door that I can find that says it goes to the supply trench is this one right here, down to the south. Right where we just were. So I'm guessing that's our next point of contact to figure out what we want to do with the enemy and like where we're going to be going next. How many bullets did I fire out of curiosity trying to take down that big heavy armor guy? Too many? Alright. Wish I hadn't, but I suppose that's life. So the rat mechanic has been fully put in. I just got attacked by like 50 of them and they broke my armor. A rat so big it can break the plate mail off your body. Let that sink in. Oh, good lord. The Germans appear to be all over the trench that I just cleared right now too. So let's go to the supply trench, I guess. Turn on my flashlight so I don't get jumped by any errant rats running around. Kill that off. Okay, guy right there. Oh, there's a rifleman behind him too. Oh, but there's a rifle right there as well. The rifle hits a lot harder and like one taps these guys. If I can get a label, that'd be real good for me. How did he not see that? Oh, this acts as an obstruction. Sick. I'll take 2 free kills with a trench shovel that don't cost me anything. I'll take that right now. Let me get the label. Is it dirty? Hey, the rifle's working. All right, so let's put the label on our 3 key. We'll put the flashlight on our 4 key. We got 8 rounds, and that's all we got, but my aim's a little bit unsteady. I'm guessing that's due to, like, my health situation. If I can assassinate this guy, I'd much rather do that. But I don't think it's going to let me do that. The camera really hosed me right there, too. But seeing as we're probably coming up somewhat on the end of the video, I will talk about what I liked and what I did not like about this game. Thus far, I've played the game for 2 hours, so keep that in mind. But this game has very clunky combat. So the combat is pretty clunky. It's not unserviceable, like it's not intolerable. Like it could be a lot better, but the combat is pretty clunky, and you're going to feel it the moment that you get into combat for the first time, where there's like a lot of syncopation, a lot of pauses between what it is you want to do and like the execution of that thing that you're trying to do. Other things that are potentially kind of deal breakers for some people. Big one is just that there's a lot of backtracking due to the tiny inventory. And so you're going to find things that you know you have the right item in order to like open it on up. However, ooh, another artillery shell, huh? Cool. Another artillery shell that I don't know how to use. Fantastic. Maybe this guy will tell me how to use it. Hey, bud, name's Gaston. Spare a smoke? Yeah, there you go, man. You're a lifesaver. Keep safe, but wait. That's it? You just take one of my cigarettes and there's no reciprocation? You're lucky I'm such a bro, dude. So, but back to what I was saying on the negatives or potential negatives, positives, things that have to do with this game. I've been playing for about 2 hours. And so I think the game's inventory could have done with another 2 or 3 cells from the start. The inventory feels small to me at the beginning of the game, and I found that that led to issues. I found that I was constantly running back and forth to storage chests, which, while somewhat numerous, are not numerous enough to always be like 1 or 2 rooms away from you. Sometimes you're going to have to hike. And at the beginning of the game, you don't really have space for ammo, guns, keys, all that kind of stuff, and sometimes the solution to the issue is not immediately obvious. You kind of stumble onto it later, and they're like, all right, let me run back to the chest and go get the thing. And so being able, or at least giving the player a key ring, I think would have been a really good idea, just to alleviate the spots that keys take up in the inventory. But that problem right there leads to a second kind of cascading problem. There's going to be a lot of backtracking here for your average modern game player. You will spend loads of time running around just trying to have the right thing in your inventory that you need when you stumble across the door, the chest, the puzzle, the blockage, that object ultimately resolves. And then you got to go back to the chest to get the thing that you threw in the chest in order to have room for the key or for the lighter or whatever else, you know, heal yourself back up. And so you're going to spend a lot of time rummaging around in the inventory inventory and in the storage chest, and also running around to find a storage chest. A noticeable amount of time that was pretty obvious to me pretty early on in the game. This was probably pretty easily fixed by either adding like 1 to 3 more inventory slots at the beginning of the game, or a key ring, probably would have been, or a key items area, I guess. But the inventory can get upgrades as the game goes along, so hopefully it doesn't carry on throughout the course of the entire game. Combat's pretty clunky in Conscript, but it does work, and most of the hitboxes felt fair to me, except for the kick move that the club guys do. That one seems to have a really wonky hitbox that's really generous, but everything else felt pretty good aside from just the combat is clunky and old school. It's an obvious throwback to something like Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2. I played those games when they first came out, so I was perfectly fine with it. But for a modern audience, it may cause some friction. My final thought is just that the game doesn't really have a lot of narrative guidance. Not guidance specifically, but narrative reasons to be doing the thing that you're doing. In Resident Evil or Silent Hill, we have a goal that kind of moves, like goalposts that keep moving, and we're working through iterative steps that keep you in certain areas of the map by dictation of the narrative, and that lets you know roughly where you're supposed to be in the game or if you're on the right track. This game doesn't really have that. It just says, hey man, your brother's missing, go find him, after kind of like the opening bit. And then from there, my 2 hours with the game were mostly spent just meandering around trenches without any context, just accidentally ending up in new areas. The game does try to give you little guideposts and notes and whatnot from time to time, but I found them to be kind of like vague. And I found the better way to play the game was just kind of brute forcing the map by systematically visiting every single room and door you haven't opened until you run out of places to go, and then you look at what you have in your inventory, and then you find the thing that it unlocks, and then you go to the next part. The game does have good sides, though. The big one is just that the game is ridiculously unique as an idea, and I think that'll carry here. A World War I game that plays like a top-down Resident Evil and treats the enemy invading the trench like a horror enemy, that's a really good idea in juxtaposition of expectation, and it works out really, really well. However, the game does suffer from long, slow periods where there's nothing really going on. And the side effect of that is that the enemies are also not really a massive threat. I think I died like 1 time, and that's when I was fooling around with something. Even the enemies with guns just don't really hit that hard. And so they ended up kind of feeling like normal video game enemies to me after the first hour, when I think the intent was that they're always supposed to be like terrifying and like coming out of nowhere, and you're like fighting for your life. Unfortunately, due to the slowness of the adventuring in between the fights, I kind of, and the lack of threat to the enemies, I stopped being afraid of them really, really quickly, and then it just turned into sort of like this puzzle, find what I need to go to the next area, brawl with some enemies, find the puzzle, go to the next area, brawl with some enemies. But I think the overall idea of the game works really, really well. The atmosphere and the writing are the high notes here. The game world, the environmental design, the soundtrack, the posters, the set dressing, the environmental storytelling, that's all done really well inside of this title, and it makes the game super easy to get immersed in. So I think what we're left here at the end of my impressions are, it's a very unique game that's drawing on familiar and popular survival horror tropes to do something different, but it can suffer from some pacing, some guide-posting issues, clunky combat, but I think that if you like Silent Hill 1, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, all those older tank control horror games, you'll probably be perfectly fine here. If you enjoyed those, you will probably enjoy this too, more so if you like World War I media. But if you're looking for something that has a heavier action lean to it, or a guided narrative experience through the trenches to give you a reason to keep pushing on through, you may find yourself yawning. So I'm just trying to divide this up into people I think will like it versus people I think will not like it. But I liked the game. I thought it was pretty fun, but I can definitely see spots where I can see other people not liking it. Your mileage may vary. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were playing around with Conscript. Tomorrow it'll be something else. That's all I got for you, folks, and take care out there.